Hello, my name is Timo Becker. I'm with Becker International Law here in Miami, Florida. I'm a German-American attorney, and I'm specialized in international tax law, business law, and corporate law. And I work with foreign entrepreneurs and investors who want to set up a business in the United States. Do I need a legal entity for my business? The answer is yes, you should form a legal entity. Because a legal entity, if it grants limited liability, protects your personal assets from any claims that are brought against your business. What is limited liability? Limited liability means that you are not personally liable for any claims that are brought against your business. Only the business is liable, the legal entity is liable for any claim that is brought against you. It is completely worth it to form a legal entity to shield your personal property from any liability that's brought against your business. That could be tort liability, for example, somebody trips and falls in your shop, or you have rental property and some of the tenants, there's an accident, somebody gets hurt, and they will sue you personally if you do not form a legal entity that owns the property, for example, or rents the property to the tenant. Entities that grant you limited liability are the corporation, the limited liability company, LLC, or the limited partnership, the LP. Those are the most common legal entities in the business world today. All these three entities have in common that they grant limited liability. But what are the differences between those entities? The corporation, for example, is the classic legal entity. It is a legal person that can be owner of property, or can be a party in a lawsuit, can be the debtor of certain obligations. In a corporation, you have the shareholders, who are the owners of the corporation. The shareholders then elect the board of directors, who is the management body of the corporation. And the board of directors then appoints the officers, who are the agents of the corporation, who enter into contracts for the corporation. The other legal entity which grants you limited liability is the limited liability company, the LLC. The LLC is fairly new. That's why a lot of people sometimes prefer the corporation, because some things are not so clear with the LLC regarding liability, etc. But it's a very flexible and very popular legal entity to use. The process of forming a LLC is quite similar to that of a corporation. First, you file the articles of organization with your local Department of State. Then you have the initial minutes where you name the members of the LLC. The members are similar to the shareholders. Then you may have sometimes an operating agreement. Operating agreements are usually not required in most states, but the members want to govern their relationship among each other. And in an operating agreement, you also set the percentages of interest that every member has in a LLC. And it's very important that you really document that, because I've seen cases where there was no operating agreement, and later all the members were fighting who owned how much in that LLC. So that can be quite difficult sometimes if you don't have a proper document, corporate document, that states that. LLCs are very flexible legal entities, flexible in a way that they can either be organized like a corporation, they can even have a board of directors, they can have officers, president, secretary, treasurer. The LLC can be structured like a partnership, where you have the members, and the members are also the management body of the LLC, which is then called member-managed LLC. There's also the manager-managed LLC, which is more a structure like the one that is similar to a corporation. So if you want to form a corporation or a limited liability company with us, we need certain information from you. First, of course, the name. Then you have to have an address, a business address, preferably in that state you want to run the business. Then you need a registered agent, which usually our firm provides. A registered agent is a company or a person or a business that can receive official documents, or also lawsuits can be filed against a corporation or LLC with the registered agent. So if you want to form a legal entity with us, we guide you through the whole process. First, we will have an initial consultation. In this consultation, we will determine which is the right legal entity, either corporation or LLC, for your particular purpose. As I said, there's different legal entities, the corporation, the LLC, and also the LP. And each entity in your individual case may be more suitable than the other. Corporation, for example, may be suitable if you want to form a subsidiary in the United States. An LLC may be beneficial if you want to invest in real estate in LLC. There are certain tax advantages to own property in an LLC. Or if you want to bundle some investors, invest in real estate or invest in another business, then you may want to go with the LP.